Hi everyone, welcome to the program. And this is Street TV Zambia, the television for the people, keeping you with sports news, entertainment, education, and many more other entertaining programs on your fingertips. If you are new here, please subscribe to our Facebook page and YouTube channels for quality, reliable, and verified news. We appreciate for your continued support that you are always giving us for watching our programs on our platforms. To present tonight's program, my name is Mrea Abishai. Deliberately, we have decided to bring this life history of our former 6th Republican President of Zambia, Dr. Edgar Chagwa, who passed on 5th of June 2025 in South Africa at the age of 68, where he went to receive some treatments. The short life history of our former 6th Republican President of Zambia is going to help us to try to answer some speculations that are going through on the social media platforms and on the national and international media. Let us now go straight into the program. President Edgar Chagwa was born in November 1956, born in Zambia at Ndora Central Hospital. He did all his level of education here in Zambia, as the record states. President Edgar Chagwa graduated from University of Zambia with a Bachelor's of Law in 1981, after which he joined the law firm called Andrea, Massier and Company, the law firm which was located here in Lusaka. For those who did not know, President Edgar Chagwa underwent some military trainings at Mutes in Kabwe under Zambia National Service, ZNS. Later on, President Edgar Chagwa went back to practice law. History has it, in 2010, President Edgar Chagwa lost his law practicing license. It was suspended by the Law Association of Zambia. This was after he was found guilty of professional misconduct. Fast forward, in 1996, President Lungu stood as an independent member of parliament for Chawama constituency, but he did not make it. He lost. Later on, President Lungu joined United Party for National Development, UPND, after its formation in December 1998. Later on, when President Michael Sata formed his political party, the Patriotic Front, PF, in 2001, President Lungu left United Party for National Development, UPND, and he joined Patriotic Front, PF. In 2001, same year, there was a general election. President Edgar Chagwa stood on Patriotic Front ticket as the Member of Parliament for Chawama constituency, but he did not win. He lost. Fast forward, in 2011 general election, President Edgar Chagwa stood again on the Patriotic Front ticket as the Chawama Member of Parliament in Chawama constituency. That year, President Lungu won the seat and he went to Parliament. Later, he became the junior minister in the Vice President's office. After a short while, he was promoted. He became the Minister of Home Affairs. That was in 2012. When Geoffrey Bwariamwamba, GBM, resigned from his post, Edgar Lungu was appointed as the Defense Minister. During that period, President Edgar Chagwa on several occasions, he acted as the Republican President of Zambia because that time, President Michael Chilufya-Sata had a prolonged illness. May his soul rest in peace. That was between 2013-2014. Not only that, President Edgar Chagwa held other positions within his party, the Patriotic Front, PF. He once served as a chair of the Patriotic Front, PF Central Committee on Disciplinary, and later he became the party Secretary General, and also he became Minister of Justice. Let us keep moving forward. We want to know how this person of this magnitude can just disappear from us just like that without saying goodbye. President Sata left the country for medical treatment on 19th of October 2014. Then President Sata appointed President Lungu as the acting president of the Republic of Zambia. Unfortunately, President Sata did not make it. He died. Then the vice president of the Republic of Zambia took over as the acting president. That time, Guy Scott was the vice president of this great republic. According to the protocol of our Zambian laws, which dictates that when the president dies, the vice president takes over as an acting president for the period of 90 days, to which you have to elect the new president. I believe this clause was meant before the changes that was made to our current constitution. Guy Scott dismissed President Lungu from his post as the Secretary General of the party, the Patriotic Front PF, and he was replaced by Davis Mwira. On 30th of November 2014, President Lungu was elected as the Patriotic Front leader in Kabwe. Remember, it was the preparation of the presidential by-election after the death of President Michael Sata. The confusion came in during the Kabwe Convention. Voting never took place according to the history. President Lungu was just chosen by some few individuals who just raised their hands to say, ni uyu wine eo tulefwaya, eo batushirire Vasata. On 20th of January 2015, President Lungu contested the presidential by-election and he won the election, winning his closest rival, President Hakainde Hichilema. On 26th of January 2015, he was sworn in as the President of the Republic of Zambia to finish the term for President Sata. In 2015, President Lungu, while he was reading a speech on the commemoration of International Women's Day in Lusaka, he collapsed. After which, President Lungu just spent a short while in hospital within the country. Then he went to South Africa for a minor operation for his narrowing esophagus in Pretoria, South Africa. Moving forward, on 18th of October 2015, President Lungu ordered the National Day of Prayer. This day became the official day of prayer in the Zambian history. It is now called the Day of the National Prayer, Fasting, Repentance, and Reconciliation. In 2016, President Edgar Chagwa contested again under the Patriotic Front PF ticket for a presidential general election, and he was re-elected for his first full term in office. President Lungu ruled the country as the duly elected president of Zambia up to the time in 2021 when his term expired in office. In 2021, President Edgar Chagwa stood again on his party, the Patriotic Front PF ticket. Unfortunately, he lost the presidential election to President Hakainde Hichilema. After that, same year, President Edgar Chagwa announced to the public that he is retiring from the active politics. Then Given Rubinda was appointed as an acting president for Patriotic Front PF. Fast forward, on 28th of October 2023, President Lungu announced his comeback to active politics, and he retained his position as the Patriotic Front's president. However, there was some controversial convention that was organized by Mao Sampa, where Mao Sampa was elected as the new president of the Patriotic Front PF. Fighting within the party continued, including court battles. In November 2024, Lungu was asked to join the UCA. That alliance never worked. On 10th of December 2024, the Zambian Constitutional Court barred President Edgar Lungu from running again for president, as he had already served a maximum of 2 terms as the Republican president of Zambia. Then President Lungu announced of using Plan B. President Edgar Chagwa remained as a Patriotic Front PF leader. President Lungu, due to his influence as the former head of state, he was appointed by Twanze Alliance to be the chairman of the opposition alliance. Despite all this, behind the scenes, President Lungu continued fighting with his health issues, which was not publicly known by many. Somewhere between December 2024 and January 2025, President Edgar Chagwa left the country for his medical attention in South Africa. The story behind is that President Lungu sneaked out of the country. After some time, on 5th of June 2025, speculations started coming in that President Edgar Chagwa has died. Later on, it was a public news. Social media was just buzzing, announcing the death of our former 60th Republican President of Zambia. Many were left wondering what has happened. Others were asking, is it true that Edgar Chagwa has died? People, they kept on waiting until the time when the national mourning was announced to the members of the public by the Republican President of Zambia. But unfortunately, the members of the opposition political parties started throwing mud on the current Republican President of Zambia, President Hakainde Hichilema. The arrangements for the repatriation of the body of the former 60th Republican President of Zambia from South Africa were made by the Zambian government as per normal protocol. When the former head of state dies, the government of the Republic of Zambia takes over the national mourning. On 11th of June 2025 was the date which was set for the body of the former 60th Republican President to come back to Zambia in preparation for his burial on 14th of June 2025. However, members of the opposition political parties, PF, and other stakeholders, they continued throwing stones, name-calling, demonizing the Republican President of Zambia. And then the body failed to be brought back to the country due to these disagreements. This forced the Zambian government to extend the days of the national mourning. Despite all these efforts to resolve the disagreements, politics were at play. After some discussions between the Lungu family and the government of the Republic of Zambia, 18th of June 2025 was set for the repatriation of the body of President Edgar Chagwa. But alas, disagreements worsened, and on 18th of June 2025, the family of the President of Lungu halted the whole process. The body did not be brought back to the country for the second time. South African government have had arranged to send off the body of the former 60th Republican President of Zambia with a military guard of honor, but this did not happen. The South African government were so disappointed. Mourning period continued, but later on in the evening, 19th of June 2025, the Zambian President, His Excellency Dr. Hakainde Hichilema, called off the national mourning to pave way for all the business activities to come back to normal across the country. The national mourning for the President Lungu now is over, and his grave at Embassy Park is empty. People are still asking what is happening. Now, mourning period is over in the country, but the body of Edgar Chagwa is not yet back in the country. The disagreements continued. People are still asking many questions. What is the way forward? When are we going to see the body of our former President of the Republic of Zambia? Speculations are that the former first family would want to bury the former head of state in South Africa, people, time and again, they are asking why the body of Edgar Chagwa Lungu is not coming back home. Is he dead or he is alive? The speculations of different theories are being created because of an unresolved issue of bringing back the body of Edgar Chagwa Lungu to Zambia. To answer these questions, if the body of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu was repatriated to Zambia for his burial at Embassy Park, many people would have had a good chance to pay the last respect, and many of us would have proved that Edgar Chagwa Lungu have died. We have seen him lying in the coffin. As we are talking right now, a lot of minds of the people, they are remaining confused. People, they are wondering why the former 60th Republican president of Zambia, who was the president for all of us Zambians, we cannot have another chance of paying last respect. Anyway, these are some of the speculations that are keeping going in our minds. The bigger question remains as it is. Why Edgar Lungu's death remains a mere speculation rather than the reality? How can we solve this puzzle that is in the minds of million Zambians? This program is only meant for education purposes. We appreciate for your patience, for your time to watch this program. My name is Brian Abishai, Street Television Zambia. Thanks for watching and God bless you.